Is it time to say Jared Goff is criminally underrated? We touched this way back in the offseason.
You're the GM. Hold on, you're the GM. They both, I think, already signed on for their money. If you could just, if they was like, hey, we'll trade you Burrow for Goff right now. You not taking Burrow?
Dude, honestly, okay. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. They both made it to the Super Bowl, correct?
Uh-huh.
They both lost in the championship game, correct? After making it to the Super Bowl.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
you're telling me Joe Burrow is that much better than Jared Goff. You're smoking on something right
Hey,
now. Do you feel like you want to retract that statement now? Because I said at
hell,
that time, I
hell
said at
no.
that time, absolutely not. I would not swap Joe Burrow for Jared Goff. Do you
No,
want
I
to do you
would.
want to change that? Do you want to change that segment?
No, I would. I still would.
Yep. Well, let's. How about we bring up the stats? Let's just look at the stats,
Oh no,
right?
no, look,
No,
hey,
no, no,
I
no.
believe
Let's
hold
just
on,
look
hold
at
on,
the
hold on,
stats.
hold on. I believe this in your favor, but before you say what you gonna say,
Let's just look at the
all right.
stats.
I just want to point out, like Jared Goff is amazing, bro. All right. I was watching the facility with Shady, um, James Jones and them,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Shady, one of them said something that was so real because they was comparing. They said who's better than Brock Purdy in the NFC, right? Which quarterbacks are better than Brock Purdy, right? And when they
Okay.
said Jared Goff, right, I
Yeah.
was waiting to hear agree or disagree. I'm like
Yeah.
better than Brock Purdy, you
Right. Right.
know. And they were hesitant to say he's better, but then one of them pointed out, like, listen, man, is it I've never seen Purdy without Shanahan. They said Jared Goff was sent to the Detroit Lions to die. He
Yep.
said, you know what that tells me? I can put this man anywhere on any team and he's going to get results. And
Yeah.
I really thought about that. And I'm like, that's fact.
Yeah.
You put him on the worst team in the league, under the worst ownership, with the worst everything. The
Yeah.
team that went 0-16
Yep.
took him to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. And had a
So,
lead.
I do put some respect on him. I'm not putting him over Joe Burrow, but Jalen Hurts, no, I wouldn't swap. I wouldn't swap. Dak, I wouldn't swap. I wouldn't swap.
I wouldn't. I
Like
would.
the other top, I ain't gonna lie, Stafford right now,
Mhm.
I wouldn't swap. I wouldn't
Yeah.
swap, even for Stafford.
I'll mention two things in talking about golf. His importance to the Lions franchise. If he, and I don't like to speak in future tense because even where he's at now, it means a lot. But if he actually gets them over the hump, gets them the Super Bowl victory, his importance to Detroit, like to the Detroit Lions franchise, probably be the highest in terms of a trade, like a mid-season, you know what I mean, acquisition
Yeah,
than any quarterback in NFL history. His
yeah,
actual importance to the franchise. I don't think Joe Burrow's importance to the Cincinnati is as important as Jared Goff's is. And the reason why I say that is because Jared Goff, the Detroit built his entire offense and this entire team around Jared Goff. Cincinnati ain't spending money on defense right now, and that's why they're 1-3. But Joe Burrow is their next prospect. I think you could take Joe Burrow off of that team and put him on another team, and a lot of other teams will build their team around him. But that's not Cincinnati. Detroit, however, is doing that to Jared Goff to touch that. And then now let's look at the QB comparison over the last 3 seasons. Jared Goff's record 26-15, Burrow 20-13. Burrow leads in completion percentage, but passing yards goes to Jared Goff 265 to 257. Touchdown to interception ratio also goes to Jared Goff 68-23 versus 61 to 21. And Jared Goff has a higher passer rating than Joe Burrow. So no, I would not swap Burrow for Goff. And I've said this before too. I don't if it wasn't for the fact that the Rams scapegoated Jared Goff, the perception on Goff would be a lot different. But as you said, they sent him to a team to die and they scapegoated him for their woes in the Super Bowl, which if we go back to that Super Bowl, Tom Brady and Bill freaking Belichick outschooled Sean McVay and Jared Goff. So to then be scapegoated for that is a crime. That's not all on Jared Goff. And I get it, he missed the pass, whatever. I don't want to spend too much time on that. But that was my reaction to the Lions beating the Seahawks.